Mayo and chicken episode, I don't know.
You never know that episode, bro.
We gotta say, it's been a crazy week. You almost died. I guess we should get right into it. What happened?
Sick. Basically, I fell asleep behind the fucking wheel. I do not suggest anybody try it. This is literally, do not try this at home. But yeah, I was coming home and I fell asleep and drove my car into a fucking tree. My girl's car, so at least I still have my car.
You got on your best crash test for me, eh?
Yeah, I was Crash Bandicoot.
How does one fall asleep at the wheel? Like, you can't just say I fell asleep at the wheel. Go into some detail.
Well, I really don't have an answer for you. That's never happened to me before. Like, I just fell asleep. Or 1 second I was driving, the next second I woke up in a tree.
Wrapped around.
Yeah, wrapped around the tree.
Written off the car.
Yeah, I wrote it off, whatever. My girl hated the car anyway. She always complained about it, so I did her a favor.
Just black out and wake up in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, pretty much.
Your girl's car.
Yeah. But I didn't
the crazy part
crash
is,
my car into a tree.
Why didn't you have your car on you?
I actually fucked up my car earlier that day.
So you crashed two cars in
one day, yeah. Basically, women are better drivers than men.
Not even that, like... The universe is saying something.
Do not give them that ammunition to play with. That's not true.
Not at all. Well, basically, I'm more of a reckless driver, right? So the first crash was really on me testing the limits of my car. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, how did you hit the curb in the Audi? Because a few hours before your main car, your Audi, he fucked up, and then later that night he fell asleep and almost killed himself. So how did you fuck up the first one?
Well, I was on the on-ramp, and I just took the corner a little too fast. I thought it would grip the road better, and then I ended up just going over the curb. And I was like, I really didn't think it'd be that much damage, but like it fucked up my rim and like my lower control arm and shit. So I just have to deal with that. It'll probably be like a couple racks and shit, but insurance will take care of it. I'll pay my deductible and call it a fucking day.
Your insurance is gonna fly high.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that though.
Yeah,
what did the cops say at the scene?
There's no cops at the scene for my personal one, but when I fell asleep behind the wheel...
No, the fell asleep one, yeah.
They thought I was drunk and shit. They were like, yeah, this guy smashed. And I'm like, okay, well, breathalyze me then. And they're just like, we're going to, duh. And I was like, okay, bring it.
Obviously.
I'm blowing into it. They're like, that's not how you do it. I'm like, okay, I did it properly. It blew zero. They actually were like standing around looking at it. They're like, no fucking way.
They're like, drugs.
Ladies and gentlemen,
drugs?
we got them. That's what they thought, but they were wrong, so...
Yeah, they thought for sure, yo, I'm not drunk. I can prove it.
Yeah, they're just like, where are you coming from? I'm like, I don't know. And I still don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Like,
for legal reasons, he doesn't know.
I don't remember a lot of the things I was doing that day at all.
So you're saying you're feeling some symptoms? Like, you got beat up from it? How you feeling after this accident?
Fuck. I got a little fucking neck pain, a little, in the back. Some fucking chest pain and shit, too, from the seatbelt. I have a huge bruise across my fucking stomach. It's pretty fucking gnarly.
Does this put shit into perspective at all, or you don't give a fuck?
I don't care at all.
Put what into perspective?
I don't believe, like, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, you got a second chance. I'm like, I'm not one of those kind of people that, like,
I don't think second chance. I think maybe, like, you crash twice in a day, like, the world is just playing tricks with you. There's something fucking going on there. I don't know what, but, like, that's a weird situation. That's a weird day.
It is weird, but to me, the way I look at it, it's like things just happen. Like, I don't think there's any real purpose behind anything.
I might have cursed you. The day before, you let me shoot in front of your car. Next thing you know,
the cringe curse.
Yeah.
It's like, bro. Like I said, I don't really care. Like some people, I mean, they're not in the financial position to really crash 2 cars in a day, right? But like,
no, or 1 car in a day, or even afford a car.
Yeah, I just don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't really matter to me. Like, it's a fucking car. Like, I'll buy another one if it's written off. Like, you know what I mean? And essentially, with my fucking
you ended up walking
car,
out and everything's okay. That's all that.
Exactly. I got all my parts and shit. I mean, I should have got a fucking MRI or a CAT scan.
Did you tell them you didn't want to go to the hospital because of Corona?
I want to go.
Yeah.
I did want to go because like. I was back in cuss. I was like, I didn't really know what was going on. And they're just like, are you in any pain? And I was like, yeah, I'm in pain. I should go. I was like, wait a minute.
You're like,
I'm in fucking pain.
I blocked out and woke up in an airbag. I should probably go.
No, real shit. Because like when I first got out the car, like I like was like pushing the door because the door was like kind of crumpled in, so I couldn't like open it naturally. So I actually just did like the fucking training day, like slip out the car, like crawled out. I was like, my fucking body. And then I stood up and I was just like, looking around. I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what the fuck is going on here? I was so fucking confused. And then the guy came out of his house and he's just like, yo, buddy, you just hit that fucking tree. Like, you might want to sit down. And I was like, you're right, I should sit down. And I sat down. I was just like fucking feeling it. There's like no cops.
So someone witnessed it?
Well, yeah, I guess the guy, he probably heard it.
It's probably that same guy that always see out here like smoking or doing some shit standing in front of the house all the time. There was one guy standing over there. Was it over there that it happened?
Yeah, it's over.
I wonder if it was that random person I always see standing there.
It could be. It could fucking be.
Anytime I've come here or left here, there's always just one guy just right down that street. Right now I saw him too.
Really? Maybe. Yeah. He goes out at late and shit. He works weird hours, but yeah, he had the fucking camera on his house and shit to talk about the footage. How I made the TikTok.
Should have put a song on it.
I did put a song on it.
What did you put?
I put Fireflies by Owl City. You would not believe your eyes.
10 million fireflies.
Exactly. Yeah. I thought it would be perfect. Like,
we should do that. Maybe a spoof of that for the intro of Mayo and Chicken. You won't believe your eyes. A white and a black guy.
That would be pretty good.
Talk about shit, like something stupid like that.
I'd like to make myself a weave.
That's crazy.
You can do that part.
It's been a crazy week though. I feel like since we did the last pod, so much happened. Like that thing went viral of the guy getting lynched, and then they just got arrested like an hour ago. That black guy was just
said lynched.
That's what they posted.
The paper said that.
That's
what they said. Lynched.
Yeah, bro. That's what
you don't think he got lynched? You don't think he got lynched?
Holy shit.
I think pretty much.
I don't even know what lynched means exactly.
Any killing by a white person to a black person in the South is a lynching. Period. And that's what it is.
Like they get in a scrap. You fucking get in a scrap and down south. Lynched.
At the end of the day, like when you look at the video, like my bad, he may be like, it's weird because he's running towards them, but like you don't need to shoot that guy. Like,
no, you
how
don't.
scared are you? And there's two of you. You don't need to shoot that guy.
You probably don't need to shoot the guy. It's like very low percentage times.
At least not fairly. You can literally shoot a shot in the air. Someone that's charging at you, that air shot will back him up.
Yeah, or even a leg.
Yeah,
shoot the ground. Like
this guy's like, oh, center mass. Let's hit that.
Someone shoots towards my feet. I'm fucking like, whoop.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, that was fucked up. But like it's the cost of being black, baby.
I see guns get low. I'm afraid of my dick, dog. So like, I'm not trying to pull up one.
Oh shit! Like a motherfucker. But yeah, bro,
that accident story had you all in your feels. I
don't have feelings, bro. I'm emotionless.
Everybody
like
has
Drake.
feelings. You're human. Drake has the most emotions. You hear his music?
Yeah,
That's sad. He's like, he's turned his emotions into a very financial
a game for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to say that I'm emotionless, but like I am the like classic black male, like don't wear my emotions on my sleeve, kind of closed off.
I think it's a matter
toxic masculinity.
No.
Whatever you want to say, I don't know.
Toxic masculinity.
Fuck that. Let's talk about misandry instead.
Didn't you get in some rape issue this past week too?
Oh my god, yeah, some bitch called me a potential rapist on Twitter, and I was like, wow.
Potential?
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh man.
All I said was laugh my ass off. Okay.
Wait, how does that even happen?
So basically, there was this whole big thing on Twitter about like, this guy said like, not to go to a guy's house at 2 o'clock in the morning unless you have intentions to fuck, and all these girls are like, whoa, like like the TikTok and shit.
Yeah, maybe I just wanted to go over for snacks.
So it's like, no, bitch, like what the fuck it means to go over at 2 a.m. and I was literally like, I made this tweet where I was just like, yo, like you're telling me the same women that jump in scary movies and want to hold your hand closely when you're walking on fucking nighttime with them, these same women are brave enough to just go to a man's house they don't know that well at 2 o'clock in the morning, and all these girls are like, wow, you're a rapist. And I'm like, no, have common sense. Like if you know what I mean? If it's a guy that you've known for a long time, a guy that you trust, go to his house anytime you want to. But some random guy off Tinder, like you should be a little bit afraid. Naturally, like just in a situation meeting someone you don't know. And like me as a man, when I meet new women, I'm not sitting there like, I'm not slightly afraid.
It goes back.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not like, oh my god, shivering my boots. Like I can't talk to a girl, but I'm scared because it's a situation with someone that I don't know.
Every I've ever met off of the internet, I've taken measures to make sure.
It goes back to the like old adage of like when these chicks get gangbanged by a sports team, it's like, why'd they go back to the hotel? But like sometimes maybe they thought they were gonna hang out, sure, but like no, you're going back with like if you randomly meet like these random anybody,
I think
on the road and they're going to take you back to the hotel, like
bro, like
you should be wary, very
this
wary.
This is an extreme lack of accountability by women, and this is what I always comes down to. Like
you're saying that they need to be smart enough not to make that decision to go.
It's as simple as that. Like all you hear about women saying is how dangerous men are, and men are scum, and men are this and that and the third. But yet you're willing to put yourself in these positions with men you don't know that well. That sounds pretty fucking stupid.
You must not be that scared, fam.
Yeah, you must not be that scared. We must not be that scary to you.
Yeah, well,
So pick one. Pick which sword you want to die on. Either the A, men are toxic and we can't trust them to be around them, or B, I can go to any man's house at 3 o'clock in the morning and I shouldn't have to worry about being raped, because that's bullshit. End of the day, most men aren't rapists, but a rapist is a rapist, and you can't tell a rapist to stop raping girls, but you can tell a girl to be careful about how she engages with men that she doesn't know that well. You can do
anybody,
that kind of
no,
promotion.
not even men. Anybody don't know that well. I guarantee you, there's probably some freak lesbian rapists out there too that have their fucking. I guarantee you, there's like fucked up people from like trans relationships. I don't even think it's just a man to woman. I think it's like you should be wary of any people that you don't know
100%.
already. And like if you're going to anybody's house, even if you're 2 lesbians or a trans person and a fucking lesbian, or I don't know, anybody. And they're like, you don't know them, and they're like, yeah, come over at 2 a.m. You should be weary.
Did I ever tell you about the
and
story?
you're not saying it's your fault if it happens, like in a sense of like that you got attacked, but we're saying be careful within your actions and don't make stupid decisions. Like don't take candy from a stranger. It's the same thing.
The same thing.
It's the exact same theory.
Yeah.
We're not saying that it's your fault to be raped ever. We're saying like
I'm saying that. I am saying that.
I know you're saying your stupidity led to that.
No, I'm saying that.
Say.
I'm not saying that like, because it always comes off terrible when you're saying like, oh, you're accountable for yourself being raped. But every person should be accountable for themselves. So when you put yourself in unsafe
So
positions,
was that black guy who got shot accountable for how he got shot then?
partially, yes. It's a weird, as a black person, like it's fucked up to say, because you don't want to sit there and be like, yo, you're black, you should know better. But it's like, yo, you are black, you should know better.
What's the guy's
than to
name? I
interact
feel
with
bad
white
saying
people.
that, like that guy, that black guy. What's his name?
I
Can you
can't
search
remember.
it?
It's all over the internet, but like,
Can you find
just,
that? Out of respect, I don't want to be like just
I
that
didn't
guy.
expect that name from you. I didn't expect that name.
What is it?
Oh man,
The guy that got shot.
I'll take a look for it.
Yeah, because I just don't want to say that guy. The guy did die, R.I.P. and had a bit of a.
yeah, I know, but 100%. Like you
Not
have
for
to.
the fucking guys that murdered.
I'm not
him.
saying that he deserved, and that's the whole thing. When you're saying that they're accountable for their death, doesn't mean that they deserved what happened to them, but you are slightly accountable. It's the same thing with the other black guy that was running from the police on Facebook Live and they shot him. Like, should they have shot him just because he was running? No, but as a black man, you shouldn't run from the police in the States. They will shoot you.
Honestly, you shouldn't run from the police ever. You better just like put your arms up and then fight it in the legal way.
I mean, at the end of the day, I've ran from the cops a couple times, and I think it's better off that way. If they don't
Well, it
catch
depends
you,
on
they
what
don't
the
catch you.
situation is exactly. Like, if you're on a bike, maybe you can get away, but like, like
If you're in a car, you can get away. These Durham regional cops can't drive that great.
well, they're not supposed to follow people. I don't think.
They
What?
are.
Ahmed Arbery.
Ahmed Arbery,
Yeah,
R.I.P.
that's the guy that got shot, and then
Died.
got shot by the 2 racist guys, and
I'll say
then
Ahmad.
We're assuming the 2 guys that murdered him were racist. We're gonna put that in.
I'd have to assume.
Yeah,
so. I mean, it
I'm
may
not
not be
saying-
blatant like you're a nigger in the streets, but they have enough black fear to shoot him.
I think they might have said that. That might have led to the whole scenario. I don't even know.
That
They could have
wouldn't
been
shock
like,
me. That would never shock me.
The guy just mind his business. They're saying you're effing N-word. Not gonna say it.
No, but 100%. I mean, like,
Well,
I would use it. Like,
I've watched enough sports movies to know that someone will always use that shit against you
Yeah,
to try and
true.
rile you up, dog.
Yeah, it's so true. That is like the lesson in sport. Those old like remember the Titans.
Yes, bro.
They will try to pull you in.
yeah, no, 100%. Though that's just what it is being black, and you have to be aware of that type of shit. Like, you can use it to your advantage sometimes, and it can be in a situation where you can win financially sometimes, but there's a lot of times where it'll be used for your downfall.
So white privilege. It's definitely.
Oh yeah,
a
I
thing.
know it.
It's definitely a thing. No, hear me out here.
I know it. I heard about it.
Yeah,
I don't think too about it.
No, I'm happy to acknowledge that that's real because it is. But I think the society we need to start acknowledging woman privilege. There is definitely some woman
We're
privilege.
doing this right now.
We need to start like tossing that as a thing.
We're not
like,
going to talk
hashtag
about
woman
we're not
privilege.
going to talk about divorce right now. How women get a bunch of cake for barely even fucking working,
For barely even working.
or making
Yeah.
like barely a percentage of what their man made,
Well,
and
even
getting
like
all that bread.
this girl.
And the suicide rates of the men after the fact of the divorces.
Well, this girl that stabbed this guy in Shoppers in 2015 just got out. She repeatedly stabbed him, and she got out not guilty or no charge because obviously, number one, if a man did that, he'd still be in jail. Number two, they said it wasn't her fault because like her meds were fucked up or something. So
this
it
is
couldn't have
my
been her
whole.
fault.
This is my whole thing on it.
That doesn't happen if you're a man. You repeatedly stab a woman in a Shoppers. You're not out in jail in 3 years or whatever it is. 5
I
years.
don't give a shit unless it's any woman that tries to assault me in any manner. I don't have a 2 or 3 punch rule. Like, if you are trying to assault me, you don't have to land a punch. Once you swing at me, I'm swinging at you. Period.
Yeah.
And I don't give two fucks. Like, I'm not gonna hit you like you're a guy because I know that you're weaker, but I'm gonna knock you out for sure. I'm gonna put you to bed. Because I'm not.
But
I'm
she
not
might have
into
snuck
that
up on
bullshit.
him. No, but she might have snuck up on him and murdered the guy. You don't know that.
100%,
Like, I know snuck up and start
100%.
stabbing him like
For
a
sure.
crazy
I'm
person.
not downplaying, like, because at the end of the day, like, women can kill men. Like, it's not like it's impossible. But that's the whole reason of why I would treat a woman as an equal threat as a man, because
And-
you can still kill me.
And in a
I'm
shopper's
not indestructible. Like,
and in a shopper's drug mart, like that's the last place you think a woman's gonna run up on you with a knife. Like you're in a shopper's drug mart. That girl probably snuck up on some guy. I don't know what happened. I didn't see the footage.
Because of the life I've lived, like,
Because if
I
she came at you
don't
hands on,
think-
if she came at you
That would happen
front,
to
if
me.
she came at you front to front, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how that happens. Like you could probably like I would just dip. I'll be like, yo, fuck this.
I'll tell you right now,
know, like,
in my
catch
life,
me.
I've definitely caught more of my friends slipping than they've caught me slipping. So at the end of the day, like, I feel like it's less likely to happen to me because I'm usually on my toes. I'm always kind of watching for some dumb shit to happen.
Yeah, you would never also
But-
fall asleep behind the wheel either.
I mean, that's different because I was tired. I mean, if I'm tired, then yeah, I can get caught slipping. I'm tired.
Everybody can
I'm
get caught
exhausted. I
slipping.
just get stabbed in my neck. I'm like, oh god. Well, now I can go to bed forever.
yeah, one stab to the right spot. Anywhere you're fucked.
For sure. Like, but that's what she's me about too. Like, you know, but that's a cowardice. Enough girls kill their husbands like in their sleep and shit. We even talk about that Centoya Brown shit, whatever that girl was. Like, that,
Brown? Wasn't she a sex worker though?
yeah, but she still killed that guy in cold blood. Like, people say that she deserves to get out of jail early. I'm like, she didn't though. She killed a nigga while he's sleeping. Like,
Wasn't it? Was it Centonia Brown?
yeah, some shit like that.
But what did she? I thought she was like a sex trafficked.
She was
person.
an underage sex worker, right? But because of the time that she was convicted, they didn't have underage sex worker. Once you're a prostitute, you're a prostitute. So they didn't play it as like her being an underage girl that's been kidnapped and forced into prostitution.
Was she though?
It doesn't really matter whether she was or she wasn't. She still killed that guy in cold blood. He was asleep. That's my whole issue with it. Like, as much as she may be afraid and shit, they've set a precedent now that if you're a woman that's afraid, you can shoot a man in his sleep and get out of jail still.
Woman privilege. Hashtag
Woman
woman
privilege.
privilege.
The other day, like, I was afraid.
Me too. Hashtag me too.
Fuck that. Hashtag me 3 for the man then.
I'm sorry. I love y'all women and we're just fucking around. Not really.
Yeah, 100%.
By the way, I got a music video coming out tomorrow.
Check that
Or
out.
today. Today, I guess. By the time I upload this, it'll be Friday. So, Lit Apocalypse. It's pretty lit. It's about the apocalypse.
I mean, it should be based on the name.
It was the last time. It was the last time I saw his car, the Audi.
Yeah.
It looked good in the video. I'm happy we randomly took that shot. It ended up
I haven't
being,
seen it.
it was the perfect filler footage that like in all lines throughout. It worked out like
Well, it's a good music video, car.
it is.
I should start getting these Toronto rappers to pay me to pull up in my car.
No,
and
you
shit.
need a bit better. You need like something like you need like if you could.
I mean,
It's pretty good, but you
You
need
would think
something.
so.
I've seen
Yes,
Toronto
but
rappers have fucking
technically-
C300s in their
No.
videos from 2010.
no,
Like,
no.
most of these Toronto rappers,
You would think so.
There's a 1-2 of them that will rent like a Phantom or some shit. But for the most part, these Toronto rappers do not have big cars in their videos. And if they do, it's a rental. Some nigga got a rental. These niggas they don't own big whips.
Yeah, you just gotta find some rich person that owns like some nice cars. Try to
Man,
build
I shot
rapport
this
with them.
video-
You know.
I shot this video like 4 weeks ago. This nigga said he was gonna rent a Benz for this video, alright?
A Benz.
He got 2 of his homies to pull up in 2 base level C300s. I'm talking 2008, 2009.
What kind of car is that Audi? What is
It's
that?
an S6.
Yeah?
And it's technically 5 years old now.
Is that a good whip? I don't know whips too. I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
It
if you were
nice
to buy
me.
an S6 off the lot of the year, it's $100,000.
But yeah, that was a few years old, eh?
Yeah, but I
Still
shipped
a
mine
wood-
from Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
After
So
taxes,
when
it
you
came-
got it, how much? Yeah, how much it come to?
It only had 20,000 kilometers on it, but it came to 63K.
It's a nice whip.
Well, that's nice, not bad.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
A nice whip. I'm more of a if I could grab if you could grab any car right now, any vehicle. They could just give you one
Any
right now.
car
Like
right now,
your
what-
go-to to drive.
100%.
Like you're driving it every day though.
Off the hop, the first thing
Like you're driving it every day.
I would have I'd probably get the Bentley Bentayga or the Rolls Royce SUV, and I'd bulletproof it. The Bentayga.
I was
Yeah,
Not the rate, sorry, the Cullinan.
the Cullinan. Yeah, the Cullinan or the Bentayga, bulletproof.
what color?
Yuck.
All blacked out, everything black tints.
Yeah, we gotta go murder. You gotta go murder. With the Bentayga, I'd probably do white on white, but with the Cullinan, that's murder.
I would-
black on black on black on black on black.
I would 100% go to the Ford Raptor,
Niggas in Paris.
and I would go yellow with blacked out rims, blacked out everything else with the nice yellow paint on a Ford Raptor.
I'm not really about yellow.
Oh, dog, with
It's
a
just too
truck,
bright, bro.
I think it would look. Hey, do you like the Raptors? Or, do you know? Are you truck
I always
guys?
wanted them.
They look
the
like
Raptors.
they're so nice.
But it's no longer the Raptor. It's the F-150 Raptor. The Raptor is kind of like
That's-
discontinued.
Well, no, they still do the Raptors though.
It's a V6 now.
No,
Is
it's
it?
the F-150
Yeah, they turned it
Raptor.
down.
It's not the same thing.
Nah.
Before, it used to be just the Raptor was on its own separate truck.
No, I
But
want
now
to
it's
flex.
the F-150 Raptor. It's one of the F-150 line.
I low key
Right,
want to
way back,
flex
way back,
and
yeah.
look into the Tesla truck and grab the first model
Tesla's
Tesla
just
truck.
fucking whack, but you don't want no
It's
electric.
never coming.
You didn't see it?
coming. The Cybertruck?
You see what he named his son?
Yeah,
Oh my
A.
God.
Oh yeah, that's another thing this week.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ. He
God.
man named his kid fucking A and E.
It's pronounced like Z.
It's Alex, isn't it? Isn't that
No,
what it is?
it's like no, it's X. The first one's it's X. I heard him say it on Joe Rogan's podcast today. He was on it yesterday.
That's child abuse.
Yeah.
He went,
That's just
yeah.
child abuse.
Yeah,
True.
it's Corona. I'm curious to see what he said about it, but I saw a highlight. He was like, the first letters means X, and then it's like, it's like Jan or something. Then like A12. The A12 part is like after a plane that Elon Musk likes.
So how do you say it?
It was like,
Xanax is how you say it.
yeah, some shit like that. Yo, Google it right now.
Oh
you got the Google there. Fucking give that. That's a.
Jeez. That's
How do you pronounce Elon Musk's son's name? Honestly, though, it's he may be a robot. Like that whole family line. That is a like. What are you doing to your kid? You're forcing your kid to legally change his name. Pretty much, like every time you register for something online, it's gonna be like invalid number characters. Like
Yeah, that's
Not allowed.
He's nice to have another name like Chinese people when they come to Canada. All of a sudden, their name's like Jack or like Tom instead of like Zing Zang Zoom.
Jig Jag Joe.
Did I ever tell you about my crazy story with this Asian guy at the CNE? Or it wasn't the CNE, it was the Taste of Danforth.
No, shoot, I love crazy stories about Asian people.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. So I was playing ring toss with my girl, like you know when you throw the rings onto the bottles.
Yep.
Well, one of those setups, and there's this Asian guy there. He knows this story.
Were you there?
He knows the story. 'Cause the story is so ridiculous.
Oh my god.
That it makes you really question. Like this is like kind of why I'm almost like MAGA country-ish. Like go home, you don't belong here, because like people are fucked. Like this motherfucker and his son are there, and they don't want to pay for the ring toss. So they're grabbing the rings from behind the thing and throwing them. And like the ladies that are running, because it's two women that are running it, right? They're like teenage girls. Like they don't want to they don't want to harp with the guy. So they're like, yo, like you're not paying for it. Like you're not allowed to do that. Like stop doing that. And he's just like still doing it because he doesn't give a fuck. He's super fob and he's like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm Asian. Woohoo. Like I don't understand you. So he's just doing this.
That's a funny one.
Doing this fucking bullshit. And the girls are just eventually just like, okay, well you can keep throwing them, but if you get any, you're not gonna win. And he's just still waving them off like whatever. So he had thrown a bunch of them, and they kind of started standing around so he couldn't grab the rings from in there. So this motherfucker, like I watch him at the corner of my eye, because I'm watching the whole thing go down. He looks over at me, then looks at my basket, and tries to reach his hand in my basket for my rings. I smacked this motherfucker's hand so fast. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then what? What did he say? No
He
English?
just like,
No English?
basically just like backed up with his son. He was just like, oh, and I was just like, buddy, I'll fuck you up in front of your son right now. Like, this will end real bad. And I'll fuck your son up too, because I'm a sick man like that.
I've had that happen. I've heard the excuse before where they pretend they don't know English. So, me, you know me, I'm a big fisherman. So sometimes, like, there's certain spots, like, for example, like, next to a waterfall or dam, you know, it's usually, like, you can't fish. There's, like, places, like, you just can't. It's illegal for certain reasons. Like, sometimes you'll see people fishing there. And I've seen situations where you're like, yo, man, like, just so you know, like, you're not supposed to fish there. Like, it's illegal. And then they pretend they did, like, I've had people pretend that they didn't know English. And then, like, the ministry comes, just happens, you know, because they come check people's IDs sometimes, comes, and, like, all of a sudden they knew English perfectly. You know what I mean? Once they're about to get written up a ticket.
That's kind of my issue.
It's just one of those things, it's like, I just saw the guys just switch, is like, play this whole, like, I don't understand what's going on, to, like, a very well-spoken guy.
I found it really weird, like, with North America being one of those places where, like, everybody comes here, and, like, they want to retain their culture so bad, but they don't really want to, like, become Canadian. Or become American. Like, you know, we have, like, little Italy's and, like, little Chinatown, little Koreatown, like, Greek town. We have a bunch of motherfuckers that will come here, never learn a lick of English, and just speak their
But
language.
most people do.
Some of them, no, I
people
can't
do.
say most. Some of them do.
No, because you have to function with some English
You don't
in
though.
Canada.
I
don't need to, but-
I know people who have FOD parents who can barely speak English, and their kids have to translate most of the shit for them. I know people like that. So to me, it's just like
yeah, I know.
it's a little bit of a piss off to
but
me.
But the thing is, the next
being
generations
Canadian.
come up very strong in English.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
So
but
long term, it's like
that's okay for their
they
kids.
get Canadianized.
That's okay
their
for their
kids know
kids.
slangs. Their kids get
Yeah, but
so
they don't.
generationally they're gonna get the culture, whatever that culture may be.
But I don't want them to come here and start drinking shots of maple syrup. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
No,
saying,
not even that. They're gonna help develop the culture. It's like the
I just
Toronto
think it's
slang.
weird when they fucking they don't want to assimilate a little bit. I just think it's odd. You know what I mean? It's like when you have like the more extreme brand of Muslims that like make their wives still wear the burqa and shit. Where you can
My
only see their
sister
eyes.
wants to wear that,
But like to me,
She's
it's just,
fucked.
I know but the women do want to wear it, but it's just weird seeing it here.
She's a convert. She's converted, and she wants to go burqa. We told her no burqa. We're like hijab. I don't care. But like the eyes, like that's come on.
But like I said,
I don't care personally, but
It's
it's like
weird as fuck to see it here, but we're in Canada. Like
we want to see your face. Like we know.
it's not that we want to see her. It's not,
No, I mean as a sibling to like.
But I'm
my
just
mom.
saying it's weird because that's a Middle Eastern thing. Like to me, it's like almost like if you're Canadian, you're kind of like losing the culture of being Canadian when you're just accepting people to come here and do what they want to do. Like those Sikh niggas can run around with a little knife that they have. Like you know what I mean? Because it's part of their religion.
You seen in Mississauga they're playing the
call to prayer and shit.
Yeah, on the speakers on the.
Fam, you know what I call to prayer? You know what time that shit comes on at?
It's like 5 a.m. and like sunset,
okay.
sunrise and
I'll
sunset.
tell you right now.
Shut the fuck up,
Buddies. Buddies.
Shut the
you're
fuck
gonna
up!
bring out the white extremists in Canada. I say this all fucking time. Like, people always think Canada's like so multicultural and nice. Like, fam, there are white people here.
No one cares in Saga though.
Okay.
People do, but not enough to do.
I'm telling you right now,
anything.
people have this idea that Mississauga and Brampton are just super brown communities. There's a lot of white people there that hate that concept. Because
Yeah,
when
well,
I was younger,
I'm not the
young,
fan of any religion being played on speakers, any shit like that.
Fam, we stopped having. Do you remember having morning prayers when you were a kid at school?
Yeah.
Because in my elementary school, we had morning prayer. This
Well,
is a
yeah, I
public
went to
school.
Catholic school.
I didn't go to Catholic school. We had a
Yeah.
public school. We had morning prayer, and by the 8th grade, the principal had to stop doing that because of the whole like, oh well, there's Muslim kids here, so let them fucking pray to Allah.
Well, it wasn't
then,
just
bro.
Muslim. It was like.
I know. I'm not blaming. It's not making like a Muslim issue, but I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
if you're not Christian, close your fucking ears, and if you know what I mean, like, who cares?
No, they should just. I agree with taking it away, but I think they should just take it away in all
But
aspects.
remember,
of, like,
Canada and America are
everything.
based on in God we trust. They're based on Christian values. So I'm not saying that the country should still stay those ways, but at the end of the day, we still pay for the Catholic school
Well,
board through our taxes. The Catholic Church doesn't pay for the Catholic school board because Canada still has Christian roots. So to me, it's just weird as fuck that we get rid of all these Christian things and save face for other religions when we're based in our Christian shit. Like, why are we biting our tongue for them? They should accept our shit, and then we'll accept their shit. Who gives a fuck? But we have to say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas because we might offend some motherfucker. But you want somebody who can have the 4 a.m. call to prayer in Mississauga?
Hallelujah!
What? How does that work? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why accommodate and then take away from yourself?
He was a preacher in a past life.
It's just fucking stupid to me.
Honestly,
Like, accept it all. And like, I'm not a religious person at all, but if we're gonna stop Christians from being Christian, then don't let Muslims be Muslim or Hindus be Hindu either. Make everyone have to be fucking secular and act normal in public and keep your religious shit at home.
honestly, the one thing I noticed is when they made the post about like you know how people debate they're making the call to prayer in Saga or whatever and other townships do it too. I just read the comment section. Obviously, you got like the angry whites and then like that. There's nothing wrong with this. You get those people argue and the super religious sides, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, it's not even super angry whites. It's more like angry religious people, and I'm like all colors, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, really, we're in 2020 and you're all still like believing in religion. Like this many people actually still believe, or like with
Bro,
what
do
we've
you know how
done
many
in
people-
science, you're still believing this.
There is
hard?
a billion Catholics. There's 7.5 billion people in the world. There's a billion Catholics. There's over a billion Muslim people. And how many other forms of Christianity are there? Then we have Hindu
All of the religions.
and fucking what do the Asians have? The Buddhism.
Religion.
There's
is-
probably at least 4 or 5 billion people in the world that will consider themselves some sort of religion.
It's not that like you can't have beliefs. It's just like
Well, people need something to believe in. They need that afterlife. They need to feel like their life can be validated so they can go
It's just
somewhere
too
after.
much. It's
People
just-
can't deal with the fact that when you die, it's over.
yeah. Well, even if you don't believe that, like we should be past the point of like everybody that even religious people, we all should need to like come to this society and be like, hey, we all don't know shit. We don't know what the true meaning of this shit is. Let's all start pretending. I can't stand when someone actually claims like they know. Like this is the truth. Like the answers are here. No, they're fucking not. Like, we might send people to space. Like, we just found out new lives. Like, we don't know shit. We don't know what black holes are. We don't know our own ocean.
Is your family, like, religious? Like, you went to a Catholic school?
I went there because I lived next to it. I went to public when I was younger. See, I moved right here to St. Francis.
My dukes are mad religious, right? Like, my dukes and all of their friends
I got baptized in grade 6.
Religious. I never got baptized.
By choice, because I went to Catholic school. I got baptized, confirmation, communion, one mass. And for the worst reason, I was at Catholic school, and I seen all my buddies getting their little parties and getting money from all their family because they have their like confirmation party, like they go for the confirmation ceremony, and like all their family comes and gives them money. So me and my sister got baptized and all that shit just because we knew like our family would come and bless us in like grade 6, like we were baptized. And all these mans like back then would be like, oh, if you're not baptized, you go to hell. So we're like, all right, you better get baptized just in case you get blessed with some money. But then I look back, I'm like, I literally did that probably just for that money. Like,
nah, I'm trying to go to hell still.
You know your aunt's gonna come through with like a $50 bill for your baptism.
I'm trying to go to hell for the TikTok scene to hoop it out with Hitler. What do you mean 9? Yeah. You hit him with the crossover
until you realize Hitler went to heaven. That's a fucking awful joke.
I mean,
Hitler killed my ancestors. Just for
Hitler killed a lot of Jews, right? Because he believed the Jews were evil, and like. There's some truth to that, but not all of them. But the world leaders, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, are Jews.
I have an autistic cousin, and he was like trying to talk about Hitler. He's pretty much trying to say that he understands the concept of wanting to make a human, elite human.
Yeah,
a supreme human race.
But why use white people?
But he's like super autistic, my cousin, and so he's like trying to like explain like. He's like he just goes off about random shit, like you're like
how autistic though?
Like really like
there's levels to the shit.
Yeah, like he's old. He's in like high school and like it's like he goes on random. His mom doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He'll just be like 420, like he's like a meme. He's like a walking like internet meme. Like guy just goes in and probably plays Minecraft for hours. Love you though, cuz. But yeah, he doesn't even know my name, and I've talked to him a million times. We've hung out since his birth, and like the guy still probably doesn't know my name. But yeah, he's trying to explain to me about like Hitler, and like he's like, so he's trying to pretty much say he understands the idea of like wanting to make a supreme human race. So I'm like, yeah, I understand the idea too, but like I think you just picked the wrong race. 100%. I just don't think it was the white like the Dutch race. For the whites, that he picked the best version of whites.
I wouldn't say no, because he's using Germans.
He picked the best white. No, he was picking the Nordique. Like it was like the Swedish Nordique.
Oh, his idea
like
of
the Vikings. That Viking bloodline,
well, that's the area,
which is the best white to go for going white.
Apparently, yes, but he wasn't even that himself.
No, and that's what I mean.
That's what's so funny about it, right?
But like, that's what the crazy part about it was. Like, he was willing to like acknowledge that somewhere in his own subconscious, he was willing to know that he wasn't the peak. He wasn't what needed to happen. But like we said before, I think there might be like different strains of like peak human. Like the blacks have theirs, that like Viking bloodline might be like the fucking whites version of it. Like I think each fucking race probably has their own Yao Ming. Asians got their Yao Mings,
because when you look at North American blacks versus Africans per se, there's big Africans, right? But the reason why North American blacks for the most part are big is selective breeding. So yes, because of slavery. So that's literally why. Look at the NBA. You think there just happens to be this many 6'7" niggas? Like surprise.
I've never thought of that.
Selective breeding. That's
so. It's like forced evolution. It's like forced evolution.
Have you ever met an African black guy? Look at an African black guy and look at a black guy from like Jamaica. They're both black, yes, but they don't look the same. It's
different body build. You can tell something's like
and that's due to slavery and selective breeding. That's why when I say I'm like, we're talking about the ultimate race. The North American black is the ultimate race because we were built to be the ultimate race. Like, if the world ends right now, and you're gonna sit down and say which race is gonna take over, it's gonna be us because we're the most physically fit for
I'm going those Indians or Asians by numbers. It's a quantity thing. It's just a numbers game.
Well, Asian niggas are mad weak, fam. I'll tell you right now. You could drop 100,000 niggas in China right now, and we'll clap all of China down.
Did you see
100,000 niggas? You empty out Detroit and Chicago, and we'll splash all of China down.
You see what they're doing? Every one of black people in China.
That's what I'm saying. Asian niggas don't do well in jail.
I'm trying not
to. Them niggas get slapped the fuck around. I seen it.
I'm really trying not to.
I seen it. I seen an Asian guy get smacked right through his slot. He put his face up the slot, in the slot. That little grit you get your food through. So, trust me, those Asian guys, they don't all know karate. It's not going to work out.
I guarantee you there's some real fucking peak for it. Like, how does Yao Ming happen?
For sure, there's definitely some like.
There's gotta be some beast mode.
A couple,
Asian
yeah,
guys.
for sure. But yeah.
Same with Indians. There's probably some fucking
But remember,
Indian
we
guys
packed that thing too, so they will get clapped.
But numbers game, there's no way African Americans, there's no way whites are winning.
No, we're winning still.
No,
You're putting too much faith in those races, man. A lot of them are mad
numbers,
poor,
man. They got like
Yeah,
a third of the world.
Because they're mad fucking poor. You think a billion Chinese people are all nourished and fed? Bro, 500 million of them are mad poor. And live in like rice fields, my guy. They will get fucking smacked around.
My only hope, for my
literally.
only hope for the whites winning is Russians because they're fucking crazy. So
whites
everyone plus with Russians,
whites
Eastern
win because you guys have the
Europeans,
media on your side. You guys always just spin the story like just leave the white people alone. Like you guys control the media narrative. So that's why white people can survive because you guys run the world, right? But like other races and shit, like if there's a real race war, it comes down to like.
But the funny thing is, white
people
people are slowly gonna dwindle out. They have to.
Yeah,
Like based on the numbers, they're
races.
slowly getting smaller.
That's what it is. You guys keep fucking intermingling. You're killing your own bloodline off. That's what it is.
We can't help ourselves. You guys are all too beautiful. Every race. It's just too gorgeous out there.
No,
You gotta mix it up.
I feel you. I love all bitches. Like I have a white girlfriend, yes, but like I find all women irresistible. Like all women are beautiful. I've never looked at one race and been like, you make ugly girls. You know what I mean? But I will say,
but he looks at you different if you come to our house after 2 p.m. 2 a.m.
That makes you you're racist, bro. You have to be, because like every race is bad. You know what I mean? I will say I like my Asians with a splash of white, but
Splash. I know what you're saying.
purebred Asians are very attractive. But like I usually, if I see Asian girl that's mixed with something else, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's like to me in the peak conversation. Like half Asian, half Latina. Like what have we done? What have we done?
It's like a good
half Filipino, half Puerto Rican. What the fuck is going on
It's
here?
like a human cappuccino.
Yes.
It tastes delicious.
Yeah.
It might give you a fucking heart attack.
It's a white chocolate mocha, fam. It's half hot chocolate, half coffee. It's best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Something lit like that, you know? Like, mixed women, like, it's great having one heritage, whatever the case may be, but, like, you put a little, you know, some Afghan and some Taiwanese, like, bro, come on, it gets sick. I love when people mix and match and make some fucking cute ass things.
Afghans breeded with my cousin. Actually, my nephew is Afghan, and the other one's Pakistani, and that mix with the white is a nice.
Nice little
it does have a nice little mix. They do look cute.
For sure.
It's so cute. Anyways, what time are we at here?
I never know.
36 minutes. We can keep going here. What else been happened this week? Fuck happened this week?
Yeah, some niggas got shot. Fucking Elon Musk named his kid some.
Did you find his
shit.
name yet?
Bro, nobody knows.
We did. Abdul Akbar, some shit or whatever.
Bro, oh no, that's the black guy that died.
Oh, Chris Reed is the other one.
But
guy that died?
Elon Musk, bro, nobody knows. It's all speculation, dog.
We're still in quarantine.
fucked up.
We're still in quarantine. UFC's coming back this Saturday or next
I
Saturday.
don't give two
Oh
shits.
shit, yeah, I heard, but I didn't.
I'm over.
I'm just
UFC.
happy for sports to be
You know what?
back.
You're right. I'm gonna watch it, but it's just like for me, it's like I went through that UFC phase, and then I'm just
It's not great. It's only great if it's a high-profile fight, like a hype fight, like
Not
McGregor or
necessarily,
something.
Not necessarily, because that's just the hype that surrounds the fight, right? But there's a lot of lower card fights that are really fucking good because it's just two guys that are going at it.
Yeah,
Right?
word.
I've even been getting into the bitches too. Some of them bitches are going hands.
The woman fights are some of the best fights.
for sure. I mean,
That's a sport where they're getting your equal pay soon, ladies, for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Just because a good woman fight, like Ronda Rousey could have had some big titties.
Ronda Rousey's a fucking coward.
Than a lot of
A lot of men, yeah. She is, yeah. That's
She's a fucking coward.
right.
Bitch, what she do? Lose twice and she's like, I can't do this anymore. And goes to like WWE.
Do you follow international women's soccer
Like,
at all?
there's not. This is why men have trouble respecting female athletes. This type of behavior, like you are on the top of your fucking game. You take 2 L's and you're like, I'm off this. Michael Jordan would never.
I would have had more respect if she just did nothing instead of went to WWE.
Yeah.
Money's
had
too
more
easy.
respect.
Money's too easy.
Yo, there's
there,
big money in WWE. I don't blame him for taking the check. It's
That's
just,
like that's a guaranteed
for me,
payday.
it's just you have to stick it out. You have to lose a bit more. Like, see if you really can't do this anymore.
No, how about
Because you
this?
left on a bad note. I can't
How
look
about-
at you and say you're one of the GOATs.
Remember Christine St. Clair? Did you
No.
watch that past, like, it was like the whatever World Cup or whatever it was? So this girl, you know Christine St. Clair, one of
Is
the
she the
top...
blonde? Is she the blonde hair woman?
She's one of the top, like the top Canadian goals, or one of the top in women's soccer player scorers in international history. The Canada's in like the quarterfinals or some shit. They're down 1. They have a penalty kick, and she's like almost retirement. She's like Cristiano Ronaldo-esque of women's soccer, Canadian girl. And then she gives up the kick to another girl, and then she misses the kick. In the quarterfinals of the World Cup, can you imagine like Cristiano Ronaldo was saying like, no, like I don't want to take this penalty kick to tie
No.
the game. That's what I mean. It's just like you like as great as you are, like that's why like you just couldn't go like how do you even like the greats don't even question that. Michael Jordan's like that's my shot regardless. No matter where you are in your career.
Michael Jordan doesn't always do that. Michael Jordan just made the smart pass.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan passed the big shot a lot of times.
But you know damn well if it was a soccer mentality where it was a PK, Michael Jordan, if he played soccer, is taking that shot every time.
Well, basketball still has the same type of mentality because if it's a close game and there's one shot left on the clock, it's basically still the same thing.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
It comes down to making the smart play. And like in this instance, she didn't make the smart play.
But no, because she's
the prime player. She should have taken that shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's like...
I'm just saying, like, mentally, like, the great ones...
We'll make the smart move.
And it wasn't the coach or anyone saying to put the girl in. Like, she passed up, like, something in her own head. Like, she second-guessed herself.
I mean,
that's her shot, and she's
I'm not going to be sexist, but she's being a bitch. Not being a bitch and like, oh, she's being mean. Like she's being
one of the Canadian greats.
A pussy.
I just want to say, because you're one of the Canadian greats, and I want women's sports to somewhat thrive.
I don't.
I feel like if you want to be in the talk, you have to take the heat when you don't take the kick in the World Cup.
I don't want to thrive. Not because I hate women's sports, but because women don't watch women's sports. So why the fuck would I?
How does the WNBA work? How do they make the money?
The WNBA only makes money off the NBA. The NBA pays for the WNBA to exist. And on top of this, women can play in the NBA. They're just not fucking good enough. The NBA does not have a rule that says only men can play. Women can be drafted to the NBA. They're just not good enough to play. So why the fuck would I watch inferior competition?
I didn't know that.
Yes, a lot of people don't know these things.
Yeah, why?
Most of these leagues are allowed women to be drafted. They're just not good enough.
Yeah, like NHL has had a woman play before as a goalie before, like a couple times. Yeah. So it's like the leagues are just like, if you're good enough, you're good enough.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They don't take that chance. And like, I would. Listen,
it's like the opposite of like black people early in the days of sport where they would let you play because you're too good.
I would love to see a woman come into the NBA and average 15 points a game.
No, she could. 15 points a game. A Steph Curry style player, a woman. That's how a woman's gonna do it. They're gonna be just like a.
So first of all,
that's how that's happened. Dribble.
They use a smaller basketball and shoot a shorter three.
No, but you could grow up. But what I'm saying is you could grow up. That's how it has to happen. Someone that grows up.
A woman shooting a long three is shooting a regular man's three. So there's no way you're gonna have girls pulling up from half court.
I'm telling you,
it's from the fucking logo.
It's gonna happen one day. We're gonna
They don't have the upper body strength to do it.
You have to breed them from the beginning.
That's what I mean. It can happen.
Yeah, I guess.
But
selective breeding, right?
It depends on like a team taking like that chance too. It would be a great PR thing for a shit team like Sacramento Kings. You know what I mean? Some shit market team.
Jesus fucking Christ, the Sacramento Kings.
You know what I mean? Like that's like
I can see them do it. I can see them doing it.
To be like, yo, we'll throw her as the 15th person or whatever the last spot on the roster is, and she ends up like averaging a few points a game because she makes threes.
Garbage time.
She's a catch and shoot three.
They're just a shit team. They're like. Not even just a shit team, but just how they're run, like their GM, everything. Like their GM was talking about doing some shit where they're gonna have like 4 people play defense and one guy cherry pick the whole game. Like come out with these crazy, unbasketball like schemes. They're just fucking stupid. The only team worse than Sacramento Kings are the New York Knicks. And like
New York Knicks is really sad too because the NBA is better off with the New York Knicks being good.
No, they're not.
You don't think so?
That's just done. The whole like New York and LA have to be the best team in the league shit is done. Like people love James Harden. He plays in Houston. Like no one cares anymore. Stars play wherever stars play.
No, but because the Knicks
stars get
the Knicks have certain teams just have very big value and like
the Knicks are a historical franchise in the NBA. They're one of the first. Yeah, I get it.
They're still like one of the highest selling. Merchandise. Yeah, and they have the worst team every year.
They're the Maple Leafs of basketball. The Knicks don't have to be good because fans are still going and still buying their shit.
That's exactly it. They are the Maple Leafs of basketball.
It's not like LA. Like, the Lakers have to be good because the Lakers play in front of Hollywood. You're not just playing in front of a bunch of assholes from New York that are rich and might be CEOs. Like LA, you're playing in front of Jack Nicholson. You're playing in front of Chris Rock. You're playing in front of David Spade. You're playing in front of stars.
Toronto,
the Lakers can't afford to be bad.
Toronto, you're playing in front of Drake. You're playing in front of like
just Drake. The Weeknd doesn't come to games. Like the rest of the Toronto stars that we have don't really come to games.
I'm sure people do go to games.
Do they really though?
You see traveling celebrities coming through when they're in Toronto.
Once in a while, yeah, but like
you see like 50 Cent at a game.
Have you seen Tory Lanez at a game?
I'm sure he's been.
Of course he has been, but like
press box or some shit. He has to have been. Like
I'm just saying,
he just doesn't have that plug that Drake has.
Has courtside money. That's the whole thing about it.
It's not money. Drake gets paid to be courtside. You think he pays for those tickets?
Yes.
You think he does?
A discounted rate, but yeah, he pays for sure. Well, he has
other
4
than that.
courtside seats. Of course he pays.
He has all 4. I thought he just had the 2.
He has all 4, but he usually sells the other 2. He has all 4.
So he probably gets a decent amount, right? But he gets paid by the team too, so it might come out of his salary kind of thing.
It could.
I bet you that's what happens. He just gets like
Global ambassador, right? What the fuck that
he
means.
makes more than those tickets cost by probably a decent amount, and then he that comes off his salary probably. If I had to
I don't know if
guess.
he's salary. I think it might be just a deal. But
How much do you think they pay him if you had to guess?
Probably a couple mil. It's definitely in the millions.
Like over the years, yeah.
I'd say at least $1 million a year.
I think he has I bet you he has some sort of royalty deal on all the OVO stuff. Too.
Remember, the Raptors Athletic Center is an OVO center, like, you know what I mean? So he does have some actual partnerships with the Raptors, like.
Yeah, I'm just very curious how much. Is the Raptors playing it? Air Drake playing? I wonder.
Who knows?
It should be OVO Air Drake. Until it goes down, Air Drake down. What is it with that? Does he own a fucking airline, or is he just an investor in it?
It's just like an ambassador of it, really. It's more like
Someone else's money, and he's the face of it.
it's exactly. It's like the Jordan brand to Nike. It's like Jordan brand. It's Michael Jordan, but like Jordan probably gets like 5% of the money from the Jordan brand itself, even though it's his logo.
Yeah, I wonder how much. Yeah, he's in the billions. Drake's.
Yeah,
do you think-
Jordan's a billionaire.
You think Drake will touch a billion?
Drake's already a billionaire.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Google it. His net worth. He's not a billion.
He hasn't done the Forbes in a couple of years. He said it on his last tape. He's like, what do you say? He's like TD bank account on Kylie, and we know what that means. Billionaire talk. Drake's a billionaire for sure. Fam, look what he's been doing. Look at how his music sells, and look at the shit that's outside of music. Drake is definitely a billionaire. 100%.
Why wouldn't they know
Look at
it?
the 2 homes he owns. The OVO compound in LA and the one he built in Toronto. Are you sick? You don't build those houses if you have $100 million. He's in the billionaire conversation.
This shit says he's way too far from a billion.
What
for
does
me
it
to
say?
believe that it's
What does
just
it
that.
say?
Trust me, Drake has $1 billion.
But what did it say?
It says 180 million.
That they could track.
That's a fucking joke.
180 million that they
There
can track.
is no way. Drake having $180 million is blasphemous. Wiz Khalifa probably has $100 million.
Ooh, I don't think so. I don't think Wiz has 100.
Are you
Wiz
sick?
does.
I don't
Oh,
think so.
remember, he has the theme songs for all the Fast and Furious. Black and Yellow. Like, bro.
I don't think it's 100 mil.
Oreo commercial. See You Again did numbers.
I don't think
He
so.
probably made $5 million off See You Again alone.
So,
Oh.
50 mil, 60 mil.
Cap. Probably has 100
50,
mil.
60 mil. But that's pretty close. I could believe. That's believable.
How much is Chromaz worth?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
No, how much is Sixpa's worth? That's a question. What do you think that company's worth as a company right now?
I probably say it's worth at least $100,000.
No, they're worth over a mil for sure. Right now?
You think Six Months worth over $1 million?
Yeah.
Definitely
No.
not.
For sure.
No.
No,
doubt
a couple
in my
$100,000 at most.
No.
Couple $100,000 at most.
No doubt in my mind. How much do you think?
How many followers do they have?
Yeah, bro. That's
Do you have 20 million followers?
3 mil?
No, but they got
No.
a business model in play. They got
Doesn't
other
matter if they have a
platforms. They're on
business
other-
model in play,
They're on other
brother.
platforms. They're on other
So
platforms. too.
fucking what, brother?
How much do you think they're worth?
They're not doing numbers like that, bro. Yo, you know how many pages are like 6 Months in other places that have way more followers?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get
Like
that.
Hood Site,
I know
World
$100
Star.
million pages
Yeah.
that are doing
Way
much
more shit. And 6 Months is news.
So much.
I guarantee
So what would you
exactly.
think?
A couple $100,000.
What would you think they're worth?
I'd
Couple
say,
$100,000.
yeah, bro.
Half a mil at most.
$100,000. I bet you they're
750
worth more
grand
than
at most.
$100,000.
No,
But they're definitely worth over
I'd say half a mil most, and that's a bit.
Half a mil is more realistic, I think.
Yeah.
That would be a realistic, I think, assessment.
And if
That's
they're worth
a-
a mil, why don't you answer my boy's DMs? Because he's trying to fucking trying to plug his shit. You guys don't want to fucking give him a shout out? Like, what's wrong with you guys? Waste
You know
man.
what it is.
Oh.
You know what it is. Shout out
Oh,
Six
you're
Buds.
fucking around.
Shout out Six Buds. You're
Yeah,
the
we'll
goats.
give you
You're the goats for,
$100,000.
you're for putting us on at any time.
It's true, you posted my video. Everybody hated it. You took it down.
I don't think it was
Everyone's-
that. I think it's probably people reported it.
People report, yeah, well,
Probably,
you know,
for
people
sure.
are faggots. So.
Think about 1 point something million followers. How many people are going to report that shit?
Yeah, well.
And you're like laughing at the accident too. So people
I wasn't
don't
really laughing. I was laughing at the stupidity of people. Like, there's nowhere on the fucking road. How do you get 2 transport trucks
Maybe
to crash?
that was karma, your accident. For fucking
I don't believe in
joking about
karma.
that one.
Karma shawarma.
Yeah,
Karma
exactly.
shawarma.
Fuck all that nonsense. You
Shawarma's my favorite.
I'm not afraid of fucking. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's
I don't believe in that
crazy.
shit. Bad shit happens and good shit happens. It doesn't matter if you do bad shit, doesn't mean bad shit will happen to you. Look how many bad, like, niggas that did bad shit.
shit happens
And
to
lived,
people.
like, even Pablo Escobar, like, you know what I mean? He did bare bad shit, but at the end of the day, for however long he lived, he still lived the peakest life. And I would rather have the 35 years Pablo had than fucking anyone else's life. To live to 80 and be mediocre.
Yeah.
Shout out Cinco de Mayo happened this week. I got my taco socks on.
It was Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday at the same fucking time.
And I did not get a
While
taco.
there's a Mexican virus going on. Chinese virus with a Mexican name, I should say.
Yeah.
I did not get any tacos. Did you get any tacos? Where would you even buy some around here right now?
Did I have sex with my
Taco
girlfriend
Bell?
on Tuesday?
Boy.
I don't know.
Probably
A little taco?
Probably not.
Maybe not.
I need a taco. Where would you order a taco right now? I don't want Taco Bell.
Yeah, you do.
I want like Mucho Burrito, but they were closed. I went there.
It's too late for all that shit, bro.
No, I mean I went
It's
there.
McDonald's and pizza.
They're closed altogether right now.
Chicken hours.
Like I mean, I went there the other day during the day. Like they're like closed. Like
Yeah, no, we'll start opening it up now. They're starting to open up small businesses and shit now. So
but I'm surprised Mucho Burrito. I'm like you guys could like a good
yeah,
business.
put up a sneeze guard. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah.
Johnny's Burgers is opening in Scarborough for Christ's sakes, and Mucho Burritos closed. Like, grow up.
Yeah, like and I like burritos.
People are pussies, man.
Cinco
You know,
de Mayo.
I hear people like I'm not like.
I just
As
want to go
much as I'm
outside.
anti-quarantine and anti the 6 feet distance, like I abide by the rules. Like I'm not gonna be like up in your grill and close to you. I still do all that shit, but I'm still like
It doesn't mean you have to agree with the concept.
I don't have to agree. But
Yeah.
I think still some
You can
clown
still
shit.
go out there and function, smartly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea of like you have to be at home because we say
But hey, it's a
so.
super virus.
I hate
so
the
you
closing
can-
of the parks, bro. That's what really bothers me the most. Like like the government builds these places for us to be able, like, yeah, you can walk here, and then they're just like, you know what, you can't go out there. And once again, like if I'm going to the park, and you already have this thing where it's like you're supposed to group with people, then me and whoever I live with are going to the park, and we're not going to be within 6 feet of someone else because no one does that at the park. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
in
like-
general,
That's common courtesy at the park.
in general, no one's close to people in the
You
park.
know what I'm
anyway.
annoyed by? Like fucking they blocked off so many boat launches. I'm like, that is the least likely place
Such a
I'm gonna
white guy
catch.
thing to be mad about.
Yeah,
Goddamn boat launches.
because like if I'm
Black
going on the
community's like, what?
if I'm going on the water, that's probably the least likely place I'm gonna catch coronavirus. I'm in the middle of on a boat in a lake.
That's someone sneezing in that water.
And then, like, mans are like going out of their way to block off boat launches, and you're like, fucking dicks. Like, fuck right off.
It's a bit much.
It's just like, I think
We'll go
fishing
cement
where we're
blocks
going to
and
be
shit.
alright. If
Some
someone wants
people
to go for a Sea-Doo ride, I'm sure that's going to be
People love
fine.
this shit. People are just like, yeah, enforcing it. I'm like, bro, like,
People are like, yeah, police state, police state,
It is a
police
police
state.
state.
We want more.
It
We
is a-
want
yeah, I
more.
wanna
Take
do-
our rights.
I don't know why people want their rights taken. This whole, like,
Fucking
oh, it's for
ridiculous.
the safety of the
Fucking
public
joke.
shit. Like, bro, don't believe that shit.
The
Do
more-
not believe in
The
this
problem
concept.
is, the more you give them, the less they want to give back once this shit's done. They're gonna once you give it to them, they're like, yeah,
That's true.
just like 9/11. They're like, oh, we're gonna take all these rights. Oh, now that we have it, we're not gonna not.
Exactly.
do it.
Like, look at your whole process at the airport now. You have to take off your fucking shoes and your belt and shit. That shit never changed since 9/11. It's not gonna change. It's always gonna be like that. It's probably gonna get stricter over and over time. It's gonna come to a point where, like, I guarantee you now.
Yo, now
even after,
planes are social
they're gonna-
distancing.
They're
Did
gonna
you see
check.
that? They're gonna do like the rearrange the seats so it's like way more space. So like being economy is gonna be like business class. Gonna be
For all
blessed.
fucking brokies.
Yeah, literally. Do you get first class when you fly?
Fuck no. Why the fuck would I get first class? I'm not that rich.
How much does it cost? I've never even looked into it.
Bands!
I've never even looked
Bands!
into it.
Like, first class is like 5 racks for a flight to be like a band. It's like 5 times the price. Bro, you have a bed. You have a bed nook with a TV. It's not like... First class is obnoxious. It's not even like a flying experience.
Not in every plane.
It's a hotel
Not
in the sky.
Not every plane. I've seen some planes. It's just like a bit better seating. It's like a nice recliner,
Okay, let's put it
sit back
this way.
seat.
I don't fly on shit airlines anyway, so I'm always on a good airline. But if I were to get first class in it, that's how it would be. Is that
You
kind
ever
of
fly
scenario.
Porter?
No.
It's nice, complimentary drinks.
Oh, that's cute. No,
I don't mind that
I fly
cheap
with real
shit.
airlines, but at the end of the day, I
You
always
fly out of Billy Bishop. It's quick.
I fly
It's a nice fucking. It's a
I've never
nice.
done local flights either. Other than like Vancouver is the closest flight that I've ever done.
I did Halifax, but it was nice from Billy Bishop. It's a quick little.
I went from Pearson to Vancouver. That's when I went to get my car.
Yeah, Vancouver's a long ass flight.
It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, like it's shorter to go to Florida than it is to Vancouver. Florida's like
Nah, nigga, it was
No,
like-
100%.
it was-
Florida's
it
like
was,
250 at 3 hours.
6-7 hours. It was long, dog.
To
What?
where?
It was fucking to Vancouver.
That's
what I'm saying.
You took a long flight. There's a pattern. The flight pattern. that you
Florida's
took.
so much closer
Mine was
than
only
Vancouver.
4. I think it was only 4 or 5 hours. It wasn't that long. Yeah.
Florida's so much
Depends on
closer
where you
than
fly. If
Vancouver.
you're going against the wind, there's a bunch of shit that matters, right?
Yeah.
That's why some flights are cheaper because they take a longer
That
route.
shit was long, bro. But yeah, the distance is about the same as to LA, dog. It's long.
Yeah, it's
But
It is
the
definitely
one
long.
that we went, because we had the map on the back of the seat,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
actually went into the States. So
It went some like
it was still pretty straight, but it was.
You took a long way. That's a long way.
Yeah, it was 7 hours.
I was gonna say that's.
I haven't done those long flights overseas. Flying is kind of a fucked up thing.
I went to Paris.
It fucks with my mind. Like I deal with it, but like I'm just like fuck. Like,
Bro, at the end of the day, I can't understand how this big metal bird goes down a runway and picks up speed and goes in the air. Everything about it bothers me. The entire concept of planes bothers me. Everything about it does not sit right with me.
And the whole time I'm like, yo, what if like one thing fucks up right now? Like, oh yeah, I got it.
We don't know about that because the death is instantaneous anyway, so I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Bro, I'm afraid of slow death. I'm not afraid of dying quick. Like the car crash, that would have been perfect. Instant death. Like, if I'm a parallelogram for life, that's garbage. You know what I'm saying? But like, instant death is always great. But I don't want to get fucking burnt to death or drown slowly. Like, fuck all that. I want to die quick. In my sleep, bullet to the face, whatever it is.
Sleep is the ideal. Sleep is what everyone wants to go. Like while you're sleeping, you don't know what happened.
No, you're
you just wake up or don't ever.
Do you wake up dead?
Yeah, like you just don't wake up.
I'm dead.
Just like you just never wake up. I woke up and I was in heaven or into hell.
You're nowhere. You just don't. You sleep.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
I would assume it's like you know when you go to sleep and like you just wake up in the morning, you're like, what the fuck happened? I don't know if you ever think like that, because to me, every time I go to sleep, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like somewhat stressed out because I'm like, yo, how does this space of time just disappear?
Yo, what if
and my body's just like,
what if you died and you woke up as a completely different person and that was all a dream? Like this whole life just like wow, that's a fucked up one. Can't even see what tomorrow is.
Oh my god.
You're just in someone this whole entire life, it's just someone's.
I'm just
casual
dream. You know what'd be crazy? It'd be crazy with me.
That was crazy.
I just wake up a white guy and shit. I'm like, God, that was a nightmare. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
A black experience? Holy fuck.
That would explain your life too, of why you do the things you do. Because you're just living in like some white boy's head. Conservative values.
Conservative values, go to rock concerts.
Wishes he was a black fucking Judd man.
Yeah, I mean.
That would be fucking hilarious. Shout out to the fucking white guy if he's in his head. Or black guy. Or whoever the fuck head we're in. Anyways, I guess we'll wrap this shit up.
Yeah, fuck it.
Stay safe. Check out my music video. Follow us at CringeKev.
At Jax Veteran or at The Jax Veteran on Instagram.
At DB
At DB Visuals 4.
Yeah.
DB Visuals 4. Jeff the producer. This is point named Jeff. Wow, it was like 38 minutes. Now we're at like 58. Damn. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, peace.
Subscribe.